Well, socialist Bernie Sanders, he always slammed his opponents on the campaign trail for poor ethics, for lack of transparency. He acted like a fat cat as well. We've got details on what Bernie Sanders is doing. Remember, he told the world, he basically was acting like he was the last honest man in Washington, D.C. But now the Vermont senator is anything but ethical and transparent. He's refusing to answer questions for Fox News over an FBI probe into his wife's alleged bank loan fraud during her time as president of the now bankrupt Burlington College. Watch.
Where are you from?
Fox News. CBS is reporting on this. Politico is reporting on this. Do you still believe it's politically motivated, sir?
Remember, taxpayers pay for Bernie Sanders' salary, and he won't answer questions. Let's bring in, look who's here, Emily Compagno. Good to see you, Emily.
Thank you so much for having me back, Liz.
Okay, Emily, let's lay it out for the viewer. Jane Sanders, Bernie Sanders' wife, allegedly overstated pledged donations and bank loan documents to expand the college's campus. She wrote down $2.6 million in pledges. They actually only raised less than $700,000. Now, Emily, you know this. The Sanders have lawyered up. They hired 2 attorneys amid this FBI probe. Should Senator Sanders be investigated as well as his wife?
He absolutely shouldn't. Here's why. As a senator, he has to abide by the Senatorial Ethical Code of Conduct, which specifically prohibits him using his office and position to benefit a family member in the workings of a bank loan. It specifically prohibits this situation.
How did that happen here? But how did that happen here?
There are allegations that he pressured the bank to approve Jane Sanders' loan. And remember, just like you stated, she misrepresented that she had $5 million in secured loans plus the 2.4. She also misrepresented that, for example, $1 million of the pledged donations would be coming in a few years when really it was upon death. Now, she is facing charges of bank fraud if the investigation corroborates this, which brings with it a fine of up to $1 million and prison sentence for up to 30. So if Senator Sanders had any type of involvement with that at all, in addition to facing the code of conduct violations from his own Senate, he also faces collusion and conspiracy charges as well.
You know, Emily, Bernie Sanders, it's pretty ironic for the socialist Bernie Sanders. He's being accused of acting like an unethical fat cat as well. Here's what he did. He completely blew off filing his financial disclosures to the Senate Ethics Committee. This happened during the last 5 years. He didn't do it in 2012, 2014, 2015. He's doing it grudgingly. He also never released his full tax return during the campaign. Just a little 2-page summary. Donald Trump gets blasted for not disclosing his tax returns. Socialist Sanders owns 3 homes. He used all the deduction tricks on his taxes that he blasts millionaires for using. His effective tax rate, Emily, 13%, less than half that of millionaires. What are your thoughts?
That the hypocrisy is infuriating, and there is a reason that viewers are demanding coverage of this type of hypocrisy as well. And it's really unfortunate and simply does a disservice to the public that A, it's not brought to light in mainstream media so that people can't even become aware of the situation, and B, that the Sanders don't address this in their public comments. It would be one thing if he said, look, this is how I've taken advantage of the tax system, but it needs to change, which President Trump kind of had a hint of that in his candidacy. Senator Sanders has never once copped to any of it. So the hypocrisy, again, it is infuriating.
Emily, do you think the Sanders family think Jane Sanders is in trouble here?
I do. If this investigation, again, corroborates what the allegations are, she is in a whole host of trouble, especially with that bank fraud and with anything crossing state lines. She is.
Emily Compagno, we love having you on. Come back soon.